So, hi, I'm Taylor Stocker. I'm here on behalf of Nova Radio to interview Kate Nash about the Music Fans Voice Survey. I've got to say, I'm really excited to interview you. I played Foundations on my very first show at Nerve, so it's
Did
kind of a
you?
very.
That's so cool. Oh, that's amazing. I love that.
I think that you're the perfect person to be fighting for like this cause because, I mean, in all of your songs, you don't beat around the bush about what you're saying. So, can you
That's
kind
true.
of explain more about what the Music Fans Survey is and why it's so important to you?
So it's the first survey of its kind, asking fans what they think at this kind of comprehensive level. It takes 15 minutes to do, and it's kind of like this boring, unsexy task, but it is really powerful because data is power. And it's a bit like why, if you were going to make a complaint somewhere, you would want to do it on email or by letter because you want there to be a record of what you're saying. And if there's a record, then usually something has to be done. And this is basically our record to the government to say this is how things are, this is what we think. And then the government are going to have to act on that data. Fill it out. If you're a music fan, just go to musicfansvoice.uk, take 15 minutes. There's loads of ways right now that both fans and artists are being exploited. And it's making it difficult for venues to stay open. It's making it difficult for artists to even tour or carry on being artists and bands and musicians. And I think that the music industry is basically saying we're closing the door on this being for anyone else who isn't just like anyone other than like the totally privileged and people that have money or some kind of catalog or international fame already, because I don't know how the hell you would make this work if you didn't have that.
Perfect. Yeah, I think that explains it really well. I mean, personally, I'm going to for a concert, even though I'm such a big live music fan, just because of like the price of tickets. Do you think that that's having a real impact on live events and artists in general?
Yeah, I think there's loads of things that are having an impact, but I mean, obviously on the fans too, like ticket prices are kind of crazy. Like stadium prices are insane. And people are becoming like billionaires from charging those prices. And it's like, how do you feel about that? And what do you think we should do about it? And you know, there's so many like potential solutions. And I just want to see there being more fairness.
Me too. I wish I had all the money in the world to go to all the concerts, but I just don't. I think they need to cap it off at some point that's affordable for everyone. So I've seen you like saying before that you're having to fund your own tours and things like that. So how did you do that if you've got no money coming in for the record labels or streaming sites? How did you go about that?
For self-invest. So for me, it would be about like saving up my festival funds. And then and where my money is going is the reason my touring like does cost money. I mean, everyone's tours do cost money, but because you have to travel, you have to pay for food, you have to pay for hotels, or if you're staying in a bus, you have to pay for the bus, you have to pay for the petrol, the driver, there's all these costs. And then you might need to bring in a desk. And for me, I play with a human band. So that's like three band members. I have a lighting engineer, a sound engineer, an in-ear monitor, because we're on in-ears, monitor engineer, a tour manager, and then sometimes I need to bring a photographer for shows. And there's so much self-promotion and all these different kind of things that add up. But even the basics cost a lot of money per day. And everything's gone up and my wages haven't. So you kind of balance it out by doing festivals and trying to get more for like certain size venues. But to be honest, like I had to start an OnlyFans account to fund
Hmm.
the touring costs because they're just too high and I was making too many losses. And I thought maybe this will also like make a bit of a point and be a bit of a punk protest. And it definitely made a point, and I was quite surprised. I think I was
Yeah.
naively surprised at how much people talked about it, and it was in every media outlet in the country, which was great because I was able to shine a light on such an important issue and really get people talking. And I think I've been able to like open a door for people to be quite honest about what's going on.
You know, I saw your campaign and I think you completely owned it. And I think everyone listened to you. And because you did it in such a unique way that it stuck in everyone's minds. Like, I will always remember your campaign.
That's for tour buses.
Yeah. To get like a deeper look into how difficult it is for like artists these days, can you like give me an insight of what your year was like last year? How that kind of went about funding for tours, getting your music out there. I know you released a new album last year.
Yeah, so I'm with the label. I'm in a really great situation. I'm on an indie label called Kill Rock Stars, who I love. I have great management, I have an agent, and a publicist and a radio plugger, and I love my team. But I think, again, that even highlights where we're at, because even with all of that and being in such a great position with such great people, it's still so difficult. And yeah, I released a record last year. I did some festivals. I went on tour, did the UK, Europe, the US, and North America, sorry. And I'm going to be playing like festivals this year. I'm playing Mighty Hoopla and I'm doing London, Kentish Town Forum on April 9th. And I'm like just trying to, I'm going into the studio in a few weeks, and it's like I always reinvest back into myself. You know, there's
Mhm.
money that I get from the label to do things like record, promote certain things or make music videos, but it's an indie label, so I'm working with small budgets, you know. So I'm kind of excited to see where this OnlyFans journey takes me and what it enables me to do financially as well.
Amazing. Do you think it's the music industry that's failed us, or is it just kind
Yes,
of like,
100% it's the major labels, because they have like put everything on their terms,
Mhm.
and people have thought about massive profits and themselves instead of artistry and growth and development and protecting culture. And you know, what did we do in the pandemic? Nothing. Like, people in the pandemic, loads of industries were able to like prove their value, and we didn't. And I think that it's an absolute failure of the music industry, and they just continue to exploit artists. And like, those are people, those are human beings, this is
Yeah.
their art. It's soulful work, it's emotional, it's passion, and it's really wrong to do that. It's really wrong to
Mhm.
exploit it.
I think lots of people see artists as these like big celebrities and they've got everything that they wanted, but realistically, if you look behind the scenes, unless you are that massive, massive artist at the top, it's not like that.
And even like me, I, you know, Foundations has got over 100 million plays. Really, I should be a millionaire. Like, I feel like if it was
Yeah.
the case, I would be. But it's, how is it that you know, I'm supported by my Made of Bricks catalog, but I only earn 20% of that. And it's so little, like the scrap of a penny that I get, it doesn't equate to what I think that I should earn.
Mhm.
And yeah, the reality is that the kind of success that you have to have, like if 100 million, it's like, what do you need? What do you need? Who's going to get that? Not everyone, not loads of people, the few. And to get that now, you have to pay so much money to get that. It's fake as well, by the way. Loads of people are buying likes, they're buying Instagram followers, and that you can go online right now and you could buy Spotify plays for like 95 quid. But I think you can buy like 100,000 Spotify's plays for 95 quid. I mean, I would never do that, but you know, people do it because if you kind of
Mhm.
look like you're winning, then you're winning, or you might get a record deal if you kind of can fake it till you make it, sort of thing, you know.
No, that is mad to think about. I think some people think you can't do anything wrong, but if you do that, then have you really achieved anything? I don't think so. So I think you got to stick to your guns, to
Yeah,
be
I mean,
fair.
I think some people don't care about that, so they just want to do whatever it takes to make it work. But in a way, if you're listening to this, like, some people have so much audacity to just kind of believe in
Yeah.
themselves beyond like the reasonableness of their talent. And also, loads of people are lying to you. So don't think that you're failing or not doing well because you're comparing yourself to others, because a lot of what you're seeing online is absolutely fake. It major labels buy views on YouTube of music videos. Like, the numbers aren't as high as they used to be. Like, we're in a different time. People consume media really differently.
Mhm.
So even major record labels and big artists are kind of faking it because they just kind of want the metrics to look good, you know.
I guess if you had like, you've already had the opportunity to change the music industry, but if you could do one thing to change it, what would it be?
I would fire every single person that works in the major label industry and start again. And I would pay, not just pay people fairly from streaming, I would pay them really well. Because you
Mhm.
know what? I get 80% of OnlyFans, and I'm making more on OnlyFans than I am from my recorded music, from a way, 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 way smaller amount of fans. And that is crazy. But it
Yeah,
really shows you like how little we are paid. And yeah, I wouldn't just make it fair, I would make it good.
that's completely reasonable. If I had that kind of power, I'd do that as well.
Right. Why don't we want it to be great? Like, why don't we want artists to be flourishing and just see what else? Like, the thing is, these companies could also still be making loads of money.
Mhm.
Like, it's kind of crazy. Sometimes feel like people read comic books and they're like, I want to be the bad guy. Like, that's me. I'm the evil genius. And it's like, okay, why did you bad guy?
Yeah, fair enough. Well, I've just got one more question left. So, as a student radio station, we want to support new and upcoming artists. Have you got any advice for new artists trying to break into this, I mean, really messed up industry?
Yeah, I feel really optimistic. I think we're at a point where we're going to see change. So don't feel discouraged by me having this conversation. Like we're breaking down doors, we're doing things differently. We're having conversations we've never had before because everybody knows that it's like time to change. I would trust your gut and don't sign contracts that you don't understand. Like make sure you
Mhm.
speak to a lawyer. Anyone who tells you that like they invented somebody else, they can fuck off. Sorry for my language, but that's not true. And yeah, trust your gut. You're an artist, so your main language is kind of emotional. And so you don't necessarily have to know why, like, oh, I don't know about this person, they feel kind of off. Trust that. They probably are off. Trust it. Trust it from someone who didn't trust their gut sometimes and was correct, but got screwed over in the process. Listen to yourself and listen to who people tell, like people will tell you who they are. So like watch out for that. Listen to that.
Amazing. No, I think that's really good advice.
Never give up.
Exactly. Amazing. Well, thank you for talking to you today.
Thank you so